The verdict. The video played on Richard's laptop screen in crisp, damning clarity. Maya watched herself answer her apartment door Thursday night, watched Cameron step inside. The timestamp read 8:47 p.m., 15 minutes after Jennifer had been taken away by police for stalking. The camera angle captured everything. Cameron's hand on Maya's back as the door closed, the way they'd stood close in her doorway, the intimate familiarity of the gesture. Richard clicked to the next clip. Friday morning, 6:23 a.m. Cameron leaving her building, coffee cup in hand, wearing the same clothes from the night before. Saturday evening, 9:15 p.m. Cameron arriving again, carrying takeout bags. Sunday morning, 7:41 a.m. Cameron leaving, this time in different clothes, clearly having stayed the night again. The timestamps told the story Jennifer wanted Richard to see, a pattern of deliberate, repeated violations of his explicit orders. Richard paused the video. The silence in his office felt suffocating. "I gave you both a direct instruction," he said, his voice dangerously quiet. "Thursday morning, in this office, I told you to maintain absolute professional distance. No contact outside of work, no meetings, no communication beyond what was strictly necessary for firm business." He looked at Cameron first, then Maya. "Did I make myself unclear?" "No," Maya said. Her voice came out steadier than she'd expected. "You were perfectly clear. And yet Thursday night, less than 12 hours after I gave that order, Cameron was at your apartment." "Jennifer had just stalked me," Maya said. "She'd posted photos of my building at 3 a.m. The police had taken her in for questioning. I was scared," Richard finished. "Yes, I imagine you were. And Cameron, being Cameron, decided his role was to comfort you." His gaze shifted to Cameron. "Despite my explicit instruction that you maintain distance." Cameron met his stare without flinching. "Yes. And Friday night, Saturday night, were those also emergency situations requiring your presence?" The question hung in the air. Patricia had coached them on this. Don't make excuses, don't minimize, but provide context. Show that the violations weren't cavalier disregard, but calculated decisions made under extraordinary circumstances. "No," Cameron said. "They weren't emergencies. But Jennifer was escalating. She'd violated the restraining order multiple times. She was sending threatening texts from burner phones. Maya was receiving police protection. The situation was ongoing," Richard said. "Yes, I'm aware of the situation. I'm the one who arranged for the firm to provide legal representation and security measures." He leaned back in his chair. "What I'm trying to understand is why you both believed those circumstances gave you permission to ignore my direct orders." Maya felt Patricia's hand on her arm, a subtle warning not to speak yet, but she couldn't stay silent. "We didn't think we had permission," she said. "We knew we were violating your instructions. We did it anyway." Richard's expression didn't change, but something shifted in his eyes. "Why? Because I needed him," Maya said simply. "Because I was terrified and exhausted and I couldn't face it alone. Because having Cameron there made me feel safe in a way that security guards and police protection didn't." She paused. "And because we're in love, and pretending we're not. Pretending we can just turn that off because it's professionally inconvenient, that's not something either of us knows how to do." "Love." Richard repeated the word like he was testing its weight. "Ms. Ramos, does your client understand that love is not a defense to violating firm policy?" "My client understands that perfectly," Patricia said. She's also prepared to argue that the firm's policy regarding romantic relationships requires disclosure within 30 days of the relationship beginning, which would have been impossible given that Jennifer Hartwell was actively blackmailing her with that exact information. "The blackmail ended when Jennifer was fired," Richard pointed out. "That was Monday. This video shows violations continuing through the weekend." "The blackmail ended," Patricia agreed. "The threats didn't. Jennifer escalated to criminal stalking, harassment, and now a frivolous lawsuit designed to destroy my client's reputation. Under those circumstances, requiring Maya to navigate this crisis without emotional support from the person she's in a relationship with seems—" "Ms. Ramos," Richard's voice cut through her argument. "I appreciate your advocacy for your client, but let me be very clear about what's at stake here." He looked at Maya. "You're up for partnership in 3 weeks. The vote requires unanimous approval from the senior partners. This situation, Your relationship with Cameron, Jennifer's lawsuit, the press conference yesterday, all of it will be discussed, extensively. Maya's stomach dropped. She'd known this was coming, but hearing it stated so baldly made it real. Some partners will argue that your judgment is compromised, Richard continued, that you allowed personal feelings to override professional obligations, that you lied by omission by not disclosing the relationship once the blackmail threat ended, that you violated my direct orders, not once but repeatedly, showing a pattern of putting personal desires ahead of firm interests. And what will you argue? Cameron asked. Richard's gaze shifted to him. I haven't decided yet. The words landed like a physical blow. Maya had expected anger, disappointment, even termination. But this calculated uncertainty, Richard withholding his position, keeping them in suspense, felt crueler than outright condemnation. The partnership committee meets tomorrow morning, Richard said. 9 a.m. They'll review the situation and make a recommendation about how to proceed. That recommendation could range from proceeding with the vote as scheduled, to postponing it indefinitely, to removing you from consideration entirely. And Cameron? Patricia asked. Richard's expression hardened. Cameron is a partner. He can't be removed from consideration for anything, but he can face disciplinary action for violating my direct orders. The partnership agreement allows for sanctions ranging from formal reprimand to suspension to termination for cause. Maya felt Cameron stiffen beside her. Termination. Richard was actually considering firing him. You're saying Cameron could lose his partnership because he stayed at my apartment, Maya said, anger cutting through her fear. I'm saying Cameron could face consequences for deliberately violating explicit instructions from senior firm leadership, Richard corrected. The fact that those violations involved staying at your apartment is relevant context, not the core issue. That's bullshit, Maya said. Patricia's hand tightened on her arm, but she didn't care. The core issue is that you ordered us to pretend we don't have feelings for each other. To act like Jennifer's harassment campaign should make us retreat instead of supporting each other. To prioritize firm optics over... Over what? Richard interrupted. Over your relationship? Over Cameron's career? Over the firm's reputation and the trust that clients place in our professional judgment? He stood, moving to the window. Maya, I understand that you're angry. I understand that this situation feels unfair. But you need to understand something too. He turned back to face them. This firm has spent 40 years building a reputation for integrity and ethical conduct. We don't cut corners. We don't bend rules for personal convenience. We don't allow our lawyers to prioritize their own interests over their professional obligations. His voice was steel. When I give an instruction, I expect it to be followed, not because I enjoy exercising authority, but because sometimes those instructions are necessary to protect the firm and everyone in it. Protect us from what? Maya demanded. From being human? From caring about each other? From exactly this? Richard said, gesturing to the laptop. From Jennifer using your relationship as ammunition. From opposing counsel questioning your objectivity. From clients wondering whether you're making decisions based on sound legal judgment or personal entanglement. He paused. From the partnership committee having legitimate concerns about whether you can be trusted to follow firm policy when it conflicts with what you want. The words hit harder than Maya expected. Because he was right. That was exactly what the partners would think. That she'd proven herself willing to violate direct orders when her personal desires were at stake. So what happens now? Cameron asked quietly. Richard returned to his desk, closing the laptop. Now you both go back to work. You maintain absolute professional distance. And this time, I mean it. No contact outside the office. No meetings. No communication beyond what's strictly necessary. He looked at Cameron. You're on notice. One more violation of any firm policy, and I'll recommend immediate termination. No second chances. Cameron nodded, his jaw tight. And Maya, Richard continued, you prepare for tomorrow's partnership committee meeting. Patricia can attend as your counsel if you choose. The committee will ask questions about the relationship, the timeline, your decision-making. Answer honestly. Don't make excuses. Show them you understand the seriousness of what you did. And then they'll vote against me, Maya said flatly. Possibly, Richard agreed. Or possibly they'll recognize that you were in an impossible situation and made the best choices you could under the circumstances. Or possibly they'll decide to postpone the vote until after Jennifer's lawsuit is resolved. He met her eyes. I don't know what they'll decide, but I know that how you conduct yourself between now and then will matter. Patricia stood. Thank you for your time. Richard, we'll be prepared for tomorrow's meeting. Richard nodded. 9 a.m., conference room B. Maya rose on unsteady legs. Cameron stood beside her, not touching, maintaining the professional distance Richard had demanded. The space between them felt like a chasm. They were almost to the door when Richard spoke again. Maya, she turned. For what it's worth, he said quietly, I do understand why you did it. I don't agree with your choices, but I understand them. He paused. That doesn't mean there won't be consequences, but it means I'll make sure the committee hears the full context before they decide. It wasn't forgiveness. It wasn't even necessarily support. But it was something, a small acknowledgement that he saw her as more than just an associate who'd violated policy. Thank you, Maya said. She walked out of his office, Patricia beside her, Cameron following at a careful distance. The three of them rode the elevator down in silence. When they reached the lobby, Patricia turned to them both. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. I'll meet you in the conference room at 8:45 to go over strategy. She looked at Maya. Get some rest, eat something. Don't spend the night catastrophizing about what might happen. Easy for you to say, Maya muttered. Patricia's expression softened slightly. I know it's not easy, but you need to be sharp tomorrow. The committee will be looking for any sign that you're not taking this seriously or that you're too emotionally compromised to make sound decisions. She glanced at Cameron. Both of you need to demonstrate that you understand the gravity of the situation. Cameron nodded. We will. Patricia left, heels clicking across the marble lobby. Maya and Cameron stood there, careful feet apart, not looking at each other. I should go, Cameron said finally. Maya wanted to argue, wanted to say, fuck Richard's orders, come home with me, we'll face this together. But she couldn't, not after what Richard had just said, not with Cameron's partnership on the line. Yeah, she said, you should. He finally looked at her. The pain in his eyes matched what she felt. I'm sorry, he said quietly, for all of this, for not being more careful, Don't, Maya interrupted. Don't apologize for being there when I needed you. Don't apologize for caring about me. She swallowed hard. We knew the risks. We made our choices. Now we deal with the consequences. Together, Cameron said. But they both knew that wasn't true. Not anymore. Not with Richard watching. Not with the partnership committee meeting tomorrow. Not with everything they'd built, threatening to collapse around them. I'll see you tomorrow, Maya said. She walked away before he could respond, before she could change her mind and close the distance between them. She made it to the street, into the waiting car service, all the way to her apartment building before the tears came. Marcus, the security guard, took one look at her face and didn't ask questions, just nodded her through, professional and kind. Maya rode the elevator up alone, unlocked her apartment door, stood in the space where Cameron had been just hours ago, where they'd held each other and promised they'd face whatever came next together. Her phone buzzed. A text from Jordan. How bad? Maya typed back. Partnership committee tomorrow morning. Cameron on final notice. Richard hasn't decided what he'll recommend. 3 dots appeared, then, want company? Maya almost said yes, but she needed to be alone with this. Needed to sit with the fear and uncertainty and figure out how to walk into that committee meeting tomorrow and convince a room full of senior partners that she deserved partnership despite everything. Not tonight, but thank you. She set down her phone and moved to the window. Somewhere out there, Jennifer was planning her next move. The lawsuit was pending. The partnership vote hung in balance. Cameron was facing potential termination, and Maya was alone in her apartment, watching the city lights blur through tears, wondering if love was worth this much destruction. Her phone buzzed again. Another text, this time from an unknown number. Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. I'll be there too. Can't wait to watch you lose everything you've worked for. This is just the beginning. Jennifer, still watching, still threatening. Still finding ways to make Maya's life hell, despite restraining orders and criminal charges and the wreckage of her own reputation. Maya stared at the message. Then, instead of forwarding it to Detective Chen or Patricia or Richard, she did something different. She replied, "See you there." 2 words, a promise and a challenge. Because Jennifer wanted to watch her break? Fine, let her watch. Let her see Maya walk into that committee meeting with her head high. Let her see that all the threats and lawsuits and surveillance hadn't destroyed her. Maya Reeves wasn't breaking. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. She deleted the message thread, blocked the number, and went to prepare for the fight of her professional life.
Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures. Thanks for watching our stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic adventures.